Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're gonna get this back in order, get this back in shape. Yes, but we can do this. We can do this because, after all, as you know, there's so much happening during this holiday season. I'm telling you, this holiday season, this time of the year, there's so much going on because of the darkness. Because after the harvest time, which will be around Thanksgiving time, then we start into another dispensation, start into another era of life, which is now called the holiday season from Thanksgiving to New Year's. But during this time of the crops, the field, everything is cleared out, the harvest is in. Instead of rejoicing, being grateful, instead of us saying, yes, we made it. Some people maybe didn't get quite as much as they wanted to. Some people didn't get anything, but there's no time to give up. There's no time to stop. There's no time to just, let's say, don't care. You know what I mean? Always have a concern, always have a consideration for the situation, because you know that during this time there was a situation that came about whereas it seemed to be a miracle happening. Well, a lot of people say, well, you know, we don't believe in those miracles. We don't believe that this could happen or that could happen. But then how about hearing about some of the things that happen even with our life today? Our life today, when people died and they've been dead for about 10 minutes or so, 20 minutes. And then people have prayed and then bam, they came back to life. So don't say miracles don't happen. Don't say that no such thing as, well, prayer doesn't work. You don't know until you're there. So we were told in the scripture because the baby that was born came up to grow up and to start a ministry. And then the first thing he did was to show the people that miracles can happen. Miracles does happen because he performed a miracle. And you can't say, well, I don't believe it, I deny it, because it was written that he made wine for a whole party. I'd be like, yay! He had, how about, it was like over 30 gallons of wine. That ain't no little a bottle of wine to put in your pocket and you should drink it down and say, "Oh well, this didn't happen." Then look, ain't no way to prove it. But a whole party full of people, and they come back and say, "Hey, this is top shelf, man. This is top shelf. This this ain't this ain't none of that Boom Farm stuff that we used to sip out on the corner. You know what I mean? The MD 2020 and all that mess. No, 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 no. This is like upgrade. All right. So therefore, we have to like see, believe in the miracles. But he did more than just that. More than just a few little miracles, one or two miracles. He did many miracles in the few days that he was here to uh the few days that he was here to say, well, this happened. Because okay, another miracle, another miracle. A man was born blind. I mean, the parents said no, he had never seen before. In fact, when you're born blind, it's something about your eyes that really doesn't, you know, like that's why people wear shades, dark shades, because if you just look at the pupil, sometimes you just can't really see the eye like it's supposed to. It really it's like the white of the eye, like you know what I mean. But Jesus restored, made the man see. He was grown. He'd never seen a day in his life. His parents testified to that. People testified because they know the man's been out there begging. You know what I mean? He was grown. So that happened. And then another thing that happened when a lady, she had a cycle on for like 12 years. She was in a grown, she was mature lady. But anyway, 12 years straight, come on now. She was hurting. She needed food, she needed medication. Something's going on because she's losing all of her blood. She was losing life, really. like not only like anemic, but she was like just losing blood. So not enough blood to circulate to help her through the day, to help the body, the chemicals, the minerals, and all that good stuff to sustain life. Then here come another situation, whereas uh, another man was crippled, and he was laying there for 30 some years. People, like help him out, help him take him home, whatever. He had to be carried wherever he had to go. They brought him to the pool. But then the miracle through the disciples said that he didn't have anybody to put him into the pool. When the angels came down to weigh the water, They said, "Do you believe?" Yeah, I believe. He said, "Believe." They said, "Get up and walk." The faith, command, authority. All these things came about because of the one that was born. And then another thing that came about that's really a total miracle is that they had a festival, that's a festival of service, just like we have seminars and all this stuff, that come about. And then he went to do the service. It was for 3 days. 3 days. The people out there. Now this is going to blow your mind. They didn't have those powder barrels, whatever they put out there, and then the people had to go behind the woods, behind the door, in the tree, whatever, right? But for 3 days, thousands of people were there. And then on the third day, it's time to break up. Like meeting, like we have in our church today, have a convention, services, yada, yada, all that good stuff. And then on the last day, with us, we collect the collection. Well, we need more money, this, without that. But see, he didn't do all of that. He just said, let's feed them. How many times are we feeding people not only the word, but we feeding them actual food? So praying for them, praying over them, feeding them, and then sending them home. We don't do that hardly. So let's keep, we're going to keep going now. Anyway, so now he in turn fed the people. What did he feed them? Fish and bread. But you have thousands of people, and you know how much fish you would have need to feed thousands of people? 2 fish, 3 bread, boom, boom, broke them up, blessed them, feed them. And they will all feel miracles. This is what we're trying to get at. Miracles. Then he said he dismissed the people. Then he tells the disciples to get in a boat and go across. I'll meet you on the other side. Oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. Go across the channel, right? So here we have and now we have like Long Island Sound. Long Island is about 20, 30 miles from Connecticut shore, right? Okay. Then you have another state, New York and New Jersey, all this stuff, right? But instead of them, they waving, the wind was blowing hard that day at night, and they were like, they were wrestling with that boat, right? Anyway, so now, early in the morning, right before they reached the shore, they saw somebody coming on the water walking. Wow. At first they thought it was a ghost. And then they realized, oh, it looked like the master. Then they called out. He said, don't have no fear, guys. Don't have no fear. It's I, all right? Then they said, one guy said, look here. If it's you, sir, master, bid me to come out on the water with you. All right? He said, come on. Now, this is what you call, oh, excuse me, faith, right? A belief. So now, so far, we're working on these different miracles. A normal man, human type, gets out of a boat and starts walking on the water, realizing that he's walking on the water. But the wind was still upscale. The wind was blowing. But he started noticing the wind, paying attention to the wind. But then he said, save me, because now his attention was taken off of what we're doing. So tonight, we see that so much is happening in our life and in our area. And during this time of a year, We know that suicide is on the uprise during this type the season. In this dispensation, this winter season, the winter solstice and all that stuff, right? Suicide is on the rise. People have all type of emotional problems, all types of mental disorders, all these things that come about because the few things that happen, maybe for medication, food, drugs, different things that come about just thinking wrong, thinking long, who knows, you know what I mean? But the point of it is that it's a mind thing. Faith, a belief is a mind thing. Now, so with those people who are addicted, I'm here to encourage you, inspire you that all of these miracles I just mentioned before came from a direction of the mind. A direction of the mind that once you believe that you're gonna get fed with a two fish and 3 loaves of bread, you got fed and you had to full, you had to fill, boom, boom, boom. Then the man was at the pool. He believed that he could walk because the disciples said that get up and walk. The man that was blind, sitting on the side of the road, who was blind for days, he said, what do you want? I want to see. Gotcha. Because he believed that since he would want to see, he heard that about Jesus coming through the area. And he called him out. So once we call out, speak up, and then believe, things can happen for us. Things can happen. So with that in mind, wonderful people, so no matter where you are and what you're doing, because in this area, so much is happening. All of the degradation, the downfalls, all of the disasters and stuff that's going about this own. Do you really believe that you can make it through the day? Do you really believe that there can be peace in your life? Do you really believe that you can avoid some of the things that's been happening to us in these past days, in this past time, this past life? Do you really believe that you can have that peace? Do you believe that you can have joy, peace, and harmony? Goodwill to all people, goodwill. So when you're depressed, when you are depressed, you feel like nothing is working. You feel like you're alone. You feel like you're in a dark place, in a lonesome place. You feel like no one cares about you. You feel like you can't get up out of bed. You want to get up, you want to go, you want to do that, but then slowly your mind starts to wondering like, why bother? Oh, that's depression. That is depression. Why bother? So in the meantime, you lie there. You just lay in the bed. You don't want to get up. You don't want to wash your face. You don't want to wash nothing else. You don't want to eat. You don't want to be bothered. Depression sets in. And why do we get depression? So much can come about. And like here in this time of this year, okay, so much is happening because of the fact that it's cold out there now. It's getting darker. Earlier, the nights are longer. It's 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. It's dark. It's not light again until around 6 o'clock in the morning. So you're having good 12, 13 hours of just darkness, right? So in the summertime, boom, it's daylight up until like 8 and 9 o'clock. So nights are shorter. But in the meantime, since you have all of this darkness and you're depressed, things are happening on the job, things are happening in life, things are happening in relationship, things are happening in the community, things are happening on your bank account, things just happening total and period. You don't want to go outside because you go outside, people coming at you with left, right, and in between, been backstabbed, thrown under the bus, you've been kicked over, kicked down, kicked around, and then messed over, used and abused, raped and staked, and everything else that can go around with you. Wow. I can understand being depressed, but don't give up. Don't fall into that trap of depression. It is hard and it's heavy. And then another reason why we get into depression, because sometimes our addiction, we fall into different forms of addiction. Oh, yes. Addiction is so bad today. I mean, it's like, well, we've always had some drinks and wine, this kind of stuff. People that enjoy themselves. And there was some foods. Yeah. There was some food that overdid it and couldn't handle itself, couldn't handle the liquor and stuff. But today it's like more and more and more. It seems like drugs and alcohol is like common thing. Let's have a party, uh, office party, business party, house party, families getting together. Next thing you know, they're bringing out the jug, they're bringing out the whatever. You go to the room, you're doing this, you're doing that. Arguments come about. Next thing you know, here come a situation. There's a fight because no one wants to say, I'm sorry. No one wants to say, never mind. No one wants to say, it's okay. Let it go. It's all right. I'm a bigger person. No. Who are you? What are you doing? And then the attitudes. It's just like I'm hearing a story today about how a man ended the life of his wife, and his child was watching. His child was there, but he had threatened the child and the mom. Then here come justice. Slow. They didn't get there for a long time because, oh well, it's just another family in the ghetto, family in there. What sound like a person of another race or color, a culture that we'll take a time, stop by and get a donut before you go. All these things come about. There's inconsideration is running high and rapid on this land. So come on, people. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. There, we can do better. Have that concern and consideration one to another. Have that love, have compassion one to another. Yes. Have the respect of one to another. Be helpers of one another. Helpers of one another. Give until it hurts. But love above all things. Have true love and know what love is. And this is one of the things that we do in our work with addiction, is to offset the lies with the truth. And then have the faith to believe and say that whatsoever I ask for, it shall happen for me. So it's another thing too. Sometimes when we are in a bad place, a situation, and we don't know what to do, we feel like that if we look at a drug, we look at an alcohol, we look at sex, look at it, we're gonna fall, we're gonna mess up, we're gonna backslide, so to speak. You know what I mean? But how about the sobriety? How about the recovery? How about just say, I know that I can have a glass of wine, a drink of wine without worrying about I'm going to drink the whole bottle. That's the power that we have, that we can have, we should have. And if we keep believing in the principles of the gospel, we can have that power. That is what we have to do, because we can speak that power and the power will come unto us. So therefore, in this holiday season, all of the miracles that he did, he said, and greater things will you do. Greater. If we can do greater than walking on water, if we can do greater than restoring sight to someone that has never seen before, if we can do greater, that can build up muscles and bones and structure for someone who never walked in 30 or 40 years, we got to be good. But then here goes pride, here goes conceitedness, here goes arrogancy. See what I did, you know what I did, I can do this, I can do that. But then we intentionally overstep our boundaries. We have the power. He said, whosoever you bless will be blessed, and whoever you curse will be cursed. And then whoever you forgive will be forgiven. And whatsoever you ask for in prayer, Ask the Father for in prayer. Have the faith to believe it shall happen unto you. And then it said, also, it said, whatever you bind on earth would be bind in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth would be loose in heaven. So we can speak these things that are not as though they are. So let us start putting this stuff to practice, putting this stuff to principles, putting it to principles, and then have the strategy to believe and then operate in the strategy, operate in the walk, so that we can be light as he's supposed to be light. Be a city on the hill that can be seen for miles and miles away. Let them see the light in you. Let them understand the light that was in you because you have that light. Try it. You know what I mean? Rather than complain, rather than do that other, the B word, stop doing it. But say, I'm going to try it. At least try it. At least put forth an effort to try it. When you put forth an effort to try, things can happen. Things can happen. Then wow, well, it worked. It worked. This worked. This worked. Then try it again. Try it more. But here comes someone. It's always going to be someone to come to you and tell you that why bother? You don't know what you're doing. It ain't going to work. Don't do this. Don't do that. But you got to. You got to at least try it. And if it doesn't work, then it's not your fault. Maybe the timing was off. Maybe there was something missing. Maybe the power was off in you that it says that, wow, what did I do wrong? See, that's what we have to do. Analyze our own self and then go before him and say, I tried. What more do I need? What more do I lack? And then he'll tell you, he'll explain to you. Because he said, as he is, so are you in this world. As he is. So if he can do all those miracles, and he said, go forth and you can do greater things, that means he's there for you to do greater things. So that's why we said we can live in this world, in this life, in a better place, in a better state of mind, a better state of heart than what we have been doing in the past, so that we can lift up, get up, and go up to a better place. All right? So that's why the miracles that was made, the miracles that he did for our understanding, so that we don't have to like be concerned or be like, oh, well, I don't know for sure, whatever. No. We read about it, and then people have confessed about it, or different things in their life, Miracles are happening each and every day, somewhere. But there could be more. There could be more miracles happening for us as a testimony to say that this is real, he's real, and then we can understand this thing. So wonderful people. This is Michael Jones. Desire to excel at People in LUV, peopleinlove.com, overcoming the powers of lust, overcoming the powers of addiction, overcoming the power of fornication. Not only say fornication, which is also addiction, but also pornography. We're letting these things come about and it's tearing us down and messing over our lives, our home, everything. And then we have infidelity. Infidelity is reaching out of limit, out of portions to affect on our lives and our families, our situation. And then, like, we call it normal. When you get to the place where there's almost 80%, I said almost 80%, don't get me wrong, because it is stated that it was 85% really, but I would say close to 80% of people that get married, somebody in a couple will step out on their relationship. This is recently a thing that before maybe it wasn't that many, but say, like I said, even before, people have been stepping out on their relationship, but not like it is today. Because before, they had a consideration, they had a concern, and then they had a respect. Because when they took that vow, it was that was a vow. They were a vow that was respected, and that was respected in good and bad, ups and downs. Hey, hard times and good times. Sometimes we reach the hard time before you realize it, before you do it. But then today, a little bit of hard time sometimes was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to find this, I'm going to find it, I'm going to find something else, right? But instead of going through the storm, instead of weathering the storm in a place where it's before, under the law, the automatic death sentence. They could stone you without warning. Two people could say that they saw you, whether it was true or not. They want to get rid of you. All they had to do was say, I got this buddy over here, I get this man over here, this woman over here, whatever it is, and we saw you, boom, 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 you did. That's it, no question. Wow. Go before the priest, tell them that we saw June and Jill and Jack in a threesome. All three of them they did. But you know what I mean? Hey, things happen. But today, we can repent. I'm sorry, please forgive me, help me. And this is another thing too, that when he came, thank God for the birth. Thank God for the birth of a virgin. The virgin birth that came about because he said forgiveness. That means no matter what, once it is forgiven, it is gone. It is put into the sea of forgiveness. 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 80 years from now, he does not bring it back up. He has forgotten it unless you mess up again. So some of the things that we've done in the past, and we ask for forgiveness, he has forgiven us because now he said, repent, turn away from that mess. The sorrow in your heart that says, I wish I'd never done that. I'm sorry I did that. Help me to go through the situation, and he'll help you. So therefore, thank God for him to come in this place, in this life, this situation. And then we can start to speaking to the atmosphere in our prayer and our meditation. Yes, meditation that says that, okay, not just say any old kind of all that old stuff, but meditate. Oh, say, think on these things above, the peace. Think on these things of above, the joy. Think on these things of above, the goodness. Think on those things, love. Think on the power, self-control, and the patience that's there. Just put your mind in that category. That's why we call it visualization, positive thinking, law of attraction, and then suggested thinking, suggestiveness, right? Affirmation. There's so many affirmations that's in scripture, and this is feeding your subconscious. So when you have that temptation to go out and drink, you get a temptation to take another one for the road. No, you can say no and mean no. Because you feed yourself with affirmation each and every day. This is why, and I wrote the report. I was given inspiration to write the report. So if you feel like it, and you feel like you're in a bind, feel like you're in a situation, and you say, I want to get better, I want to feel better, go to people, the letter N, LUV.com, and then read it. And then there's a check there to say, I want to get this report. Right now it's very, very, very reasonable because you've been hearing all of these things from before, from the traditional places, traditional recovery programs that says, I am an alcoholic, I am a drug addict, I am. And you said, no, I can't be that way. I stopped doing those things. No longer am I going to feed my mind to say I am something that I'm not. I'm not a thief anymore. I have stopped stealing for a good 10 years. I haven't stolen anything. But if I keep saying I am a thief, eventually I'm going to see something that's going to work on my mind, and the temptation is going to say, get it and take it. It's all right because nobody's around. And so you're watching, you're watching, you're watching. No. But when you feed yourself, that's subconscious. That's why we say affirmation. That's why we say visualization. That's why we say positive thinking. That's why we say law of attraction. That's why we say uh, uh, the other thing. Right? Woo! Boy, thank God for goodness. Anyway, suggestive thinking, suggestiveness. All right? And then be renewed. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Have a mind renewed daily. Daily. Put it aside. Put those thoughts aside. It's gonna come to you. If you feel like, oh, you want to do something or take up something, and your stuff is working on your mind, working on your heart, you can dismiss it by thinking positive, thinking again, using those affirmations, I am safe, I am free, I am strong, I am above this situation, I can control myself, I can have discipline, I can make it through the day. I am powerful. I am a child of God. I am free from the traps and entrapments and the prison of addiction. I will not go outside of my marriage. I don't care if my husband or my wife is not compatible or cannot function in a physical manner. I love that person. They love me, and we will get together. We will get along. So now, just because we can't have a physical attraction, physical connection with each other, but that's what love is all about. Because now it's all right, because this is why we got married, because we loved each other. And then through the storm, through the trial and heartaches and the heart condition, we're going to be together. I am so glad when we saw that the guy that played Superman, Christopher Reed, I think it was, something like that, right? So he had an accident. He could not get around. He had to go in a wheelchair. His wife stood beside. I don't know. It's not self-reported that she did anything, but she always made the confession that she with her husband. So eventually, in a few years, she passed also. But the point of it is, through the trial, she was there for him. She was there with him. So this is why today we have so many advertisements, so much stuff that go on all in our social media. Oh well, my husband can't do this, can't do that, and I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna leave. Oh, I'm lonesome. I'm lonely. It's just a temporary challenge, my dear. It's a temporary storm. You can make it. So with that in mind, think about these things, and then the next time, think about who it is and what it's about. So give me a hoop and a hollow. I'm telling you, we can do this thing each and every day. Okay? Call me. Let me know what you think. Ah, let me know what you think. Call me at this number, 203 896. Oh, that's the wrong number. I'm sorry. Sorry. That's the wrong number. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, here's the number. 203 935 8910. Hold it again. 203 935 8910. Call me. Let's talk. We can talk and we can get this together. Sometimes you feel like, hey, I'm about to go crazy over here. Pick up the phone. Boom, boom, boom. Call me. Let me know what's going on in your life. Let's have a support one to another. All right, think about it. And then talk this out to your friends and family. Put it on your social media. Put this message out there. Share it, share it, share it. And join my YouTube channel. Come on, join my YouTube channel. Let people know that there is hope, that there is a way, and it works. It works, it works, it works. That you don't have to tell a lie that forever and forever, I'm going to be an addicted person. Forever and ever, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. You're only going to be what you want to be because there's a way that is better to be saved. It's a better life, shelter, fortitude, and good life forever. All right? Think about these things. All right, with that in mind, wonderful people, I bid thee good night. I bid thee farewell. I bid thee blessings of the holiday season. The holiday season. Never mind the lies that have been told. Don't internalize those lies. Don't let it get into your spirit, but speak and hear and operate in the truth. Take care now. I'll take care. Bye now. Mm-mm.